In a shocking turn of events, a fierce tank battle erupted on the border between Russia and Ukraine. Let's dive into the action. A pro-Ukrainian Russian group launched a daring tank attack on a border checkpoint, catching the Russians off guard. Using multiple tanks, they breached Russian territory, unleashing fire upon unsuspecting Russian border guards. The Russians, taken by surprise, hastily retreated from the checkpoint, leaving it vulnerable. But their advance was halted when one of their tanks struck a mine, forcing the crew to abandon it. Unable to salvage the damaged tank, the Russians opted to destroy it using a grenade. Meanwhile, Russian forces scrambled to devise a counterattack strategy. Deploying an Su-34 aircraft armed with heavy glide bombs Fab-250, they launched airstrikes on the border checkpoint, even at the risk of damaging their own infrastructure. Watch closely as the bombs unleashed destruction upon the invaders' position. Russian tanks relentlessly fired upon suspected enemy hideouts, showing no mercy even towards their own citizens' homes. Their belief that opposition soldiers were sheltering in these homes drove them to extreme measures. Using loitering munitions Lancet, they successfully neutralized multiple enemy tanks, but not without some misses. Despite their efforts, one APC managed to evade destruction. Meanwhile, fierce battles rage along the banks of the Dnipro River in southern Ukraine. Ukrainian intelligence reveals a Russian command post hidden on an abandoned barge. To eliminate this threat, Ukrainian Su-27 aircraft employed American AGM-88 missiles with deadly precision. And just like that, the tides of war continue to shift in this ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Two separate reports released on February 13th by Estonia's Foreign Intelligence Service and the International Institute for Strategic Studies, or IISS, indicate significant losses suffered by Russia in its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, particularly in terms of armored fighting vehicles. The most recent update on Russian losses provided by the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces suggests that Russia has seen over 12,000 armored fighting vehicles lost since February 2022. Estonia's Foreign Intelligence Service specifies that Russia has lost 8,300 armored fighting vehicles in Ukraine, encompassing 2,600 tanks, 5,100 armored personnel carriers, and 600 self-propelled artillery units. Meanwhile, IISS reports a slightly higher figure of 8,800 losses since February 2022, with over 3,000 armored fighting vehicles lost in the past year alone. Despite these losses, IISS notes that Russia has been able to maintain stable active inventory numbers by refurbishing over 1,000 tanks and 2,000 infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers stored in reserve. Additionally, Moscow has continued manufacturing new tanks and other armored vehicles, although precise production numbers remain elusive. Based on current assessments and satellite imagery, IISS suggests that Russia can sustain its assault on Ukraine for another 2 to 3 years, or even longer, at current attrition rates. Both reports highlight Russia's reliance on its inventory of armored vehicles and long-term storage, particularly those inherited from the Soviet military. However, many of these units are aging and technically outdated, with some reaching a state where restoration of combat capability may not be feasible. Despite these challenges, refurbishing vehicles from storage could potentially offset losses in Ukraine for several more years. However, it's noted that Ukrainian efforts to bolster their own forces with Western support have led to an increase in the number of armored personnel vehicles and infantry fighting vehicles. Those supply shortages have left some units under-equipped and below full strength. The Freedom of Russia Legion, Siberian Battalion, and the Russian Volunteer Corps, RDK, 3 Ukraine-aligned volunteer military units, launched a cross-border raid into Russia's southern Belgorod and Kursk regions on March 12th, and that operation is still ongoing. Belgorod is located near the Ukrainian border and is home to several Russian military bases and training grounds. The region has been rocked by explosions and mysterious fires throughout Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Local authorities regularly report unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, in the area. Fighting has intensified in the region amid the incursion. The video was filmed from inside a car as it is driven through the village of Kozinka, which the groups claim to have captured last week. On Sunday, members of the militia groups raised their flags in Kozinka, posting photos on Telegram. The RDK also published a video showing one of its members firing at a Russian armored vehicle in the area. The three groups have repeatedly urged residents of Belgorod and Kursk to evacuate. On March 13th, they said in a joint statement on Telegram that they were forced to inflict fire on military positions located in Belgorod because every day, dozens of ordinary innocent Ukrainians, mostly women and children, die from shelling from Belgorod. The three groups issued a similar warning 2 days later, saying that within the next hour, a massive attack will be carried out on military targets in the city of Belgorod. On Tuesday, the Freedom of Russia Legion asked residents of Belgorod city to leave immediately or find reliable shelter due to the threat of rocket and artillery fire. We strike at military targets, but due to the placement of enemy military facilities in the residential sector, civilians may suffer. We ask Belgorod residents to evacuate urgently. Several strikes look to directly hit numerous Russian fighters or land very close to the soldiers. It is not clear from the video the extent of the injuries or fatalities. In a number of the shots filmed by the drone, fighters lie stationary on the ground, but it is impossible to tell whether the soldiers are unconscious or have been killed. Casualty counts are notoriously difficult to pin down, but the footage broadly supports analysis from Western analysts who say Russia's personnel have taken punishing hits to make territorial gains in eastern and southern Ukraine. A brief description from the Ukrainian military company said Kiev's drone operators defeated 2 complete platoons of Russians. Platoon sizes can vary. The Ukrainian statement appears to suggest that 21 soldiers were killed. Casualty counts among both Kiev's and Moscow's armed forces racked up in the months of bloody battles for Avdiivka, which Russia captured last month. The city became known as a meat grinder, a term typically applied to drawn-out battles where both sides sustain heavy casualties. Recent fighting west of Avdiivka around Ukraine's new defensive lines has continued to come at an excruciating cost to Moscow and Kiev. In the past few weeks, Russian forces have been pressing down on Ukrainian defenses in the north. The drone attack was filmed by Ukraine's 92nd Assault Brigade and shared on social media by the Ministry of Defense. The T-90M tank is one of the most advanced in the Russian arsenal and is considered the world's best main battle tank. The loss of these tanks is significant for the Russian armed forces, as they are considered among the most modern in their arsenal. The situation in Marinka, a city in the Donetsk region of Ukraine, is that it is currently under the control of Russian forces, as confirmed by Ukraine's Commander-in-Chief Valery Zaluzny. The town, which had a pre-war population of about 9,000 residents, has been mostly evacuated and is in ruins after years of clashes between Ukrainian forces and Russian and Moscow-backed forces. Ukrainian troops have retreated to the northern outskirts of the city and have established a defensive line. The loss of Marinka is significant for Ukraine, as it is considered a territorial advance for Russia and could potentially have strategic implications for the ongoing conflict. A notable incident involving a T-90M prorив occurred in the Kremenaya, Dibrovo, Belagorovka region. The tank was hit during a large-scale engagement filmed by an unmanned aerial vehicle. It appears there was an ammunition detonation, although the type of weapon used against the tank is not specified. Recent action against T-90M tanks has been documented by the FPV kamikaze drone manufacturer Eskadron. They targeted a T-90M in the city of Marinka, Donetsk region. The tank was not destroyed, but likely sustained damage. Images have also been released showing a damaged T-90M abandoned near Andrivka in the same region. According to the Oryx portal, since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, at least 55 T-90M Horrifying tanks have been either destroyed, damaged, or captured. According to the Oryx portal, since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, at least 55 T-90M Horrifying tanks have been either destroyed, damaged, or captured. Additionally, the Russian army has reportedly lost over 20 T-90M tanks. 3 of these main battle tanks have been captured by the Ukrainian armed forces. These losses are quite significant for the Russian armed forces, as these tanks are considered among the most modern in the Russian arsenal. Although the T-14 is known to the public, it is not present in the Russian armed forces, making the T-90M the most technologically advanced main battle tank. But what exactly is a T-90M? The T-90M is a main battle tank designed and used by Russia, weighing 46,500 kilograms. It is armed with a 125mm cannon, a 7.62mm PKT coaxial machine gun, and a 12.7mm NSVT machine gun. The T-90M is protected by standard armor supplemented with relict explosive reactive armor, an anti-RPG metal net, and bar slat armor. Its maximum speed is 60 km per hour and it has a range of 550 kilometers. The T-90M is designed to operate in various combat environments thanks to its complete equipment, including NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical protection, fire detection and suppression system, a nose-mounted dozer blade, deep fording kit, modern fire control system, and active protection system. It has a crew of 3 and measures 6.68 meters in length, 3.78 meters in width, and 2.23 meters in height. The video footage revealed the extent of the damage inflicted on the tank, which experienced a direct hit by the Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drone. The footage shows the T-90M tank with visible damage, particularly its protective elements. Additional images highlighted the impact area on the tank's overhead metal screen, commonly referred to as a cope cage, which appeared to have an added layer of Contact 1 explosive reactive armor, ERA bricks on top. As a result of the drone strike, some of the protective ERA blocks detonated, leading to the deformation of the protective canopy and damage to the rear of the tank's turret. However, Russian journalists noted that the tank remained intact despite the attack. It was separately noted that the damaged tank was evacuated from the battlefield for repairs. Russian tanks often face challenges on the battlefield and become victims of numerous Ukrainian anti-tank weapons, including kamikaze drones and ATGMs, or anti-tank guided missiles. Kiev has reportedly drafted in some of its best units to head off the Russian thrust here, including some armed with American-made armored vehicles and tanks. Dmytro Lykyovsky, the spokesperson for Ukraine's Taversk Eastern military grouping, told Ukrainian television on Friday that the situation in the Avdiivka direction has stabilized and the advance has actually stopped. The Russian military is making small movements in this direction, which are of a local nature, Lykyovsky said. The most active is the Novopavlivsky direction, where the Russian military is concentrating its main efforts after the withdrawal of the Ukrainian troops from Avdiivka. In the US, meanwhile, partisan gridlock in Washington, D.C. is proving the most troubling recent development for Ukraine's war effort. House Republicans are still blocking, with the support of former President Donald Trump, the proposed $95 billion aid bill intended to support Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Ukrainian troops withdrew from Avdiivka, outgunned by the attacking Russians, citing the stranded US aid package as a key factor. President Volodymyr Zelensky warned in February, keeping Ukraine in the artificial deficits of weapons, particularly in deficit of artillery and long-range capabilities, allows Russian President Vladimir Putin to adapt to the current intensity of the war. Earlier in March, the British government said Russia's monthly casualty count throughout February reached the highest point since Moscow's forces crossed into Ukraine for its full-scale invasion in February 2022. Russia has likely sustained more than 335,000 casualties in this time, London said. This almost certainly reflects Russia's commitment to mass and attritional warfare, the UK Defense Ministry said in an intelligence update. Russia has also lost 38 artillery systems in the past day and a total of 10,466 in the more than 2 years of full-scale war, according to Kiev's figures. In the past week, Moscow also lost 211 APVs, Ukraine said, and 91 tanks. The destruction of a Russian T-90M tank by a Ukrainian FPV drone in Marinka is more than a single victory on the battlefield. It's a testament to the evolving nature of warfare and the increasing role of technology in shaping its outcomes. As we've seen today, innovation, courage, and the element of surprise can redefine what's possible. Thank you for joining us in exploring this remarkable story.